For Biafra must be restored, for there is nothing the enemies can do about it. We have come that the will of the Most High may prevail. Radio Biafra is unorthodox. The way we do things are markedly different from how others do it. We are under divine instruction. We have come that Chukwuka may take control of these very proceedings this evening, for we are nothing without him. O Elohim, Chukwuka unto thee we repose all that we are. Do not allow your children IPOB to be put to shame. Do not allow us to be devoured by the hands of the wicked. Do not allow us, Almighty One, to fall prey to those who do not know thee. You will deliver us, not because we are righteous, but because of your mercy. Hear our cry and our supplication. We are not armed. We have not killed anyone. We have not jailed anyone. We have not done anything at all to warrant the level of destruction and carnage being visited upon your children. The same way Israel suffered, so is Biafra suffering today. And if you, Elohim, can deliver Israel, so will you deliver Biafra. That is our hope. That is our anchor of everything that we hold dear as a race and as a people. You brought Biafra that light may come into Africa. You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High himself. We are not strong. We do not pretend to be strong. All we do is to submit ourselves to your will, that your will may be done upon our lives. We have lost many people. We have lost so many good people. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. We shall honor them, and for their sake Biafra will come. Israel lost people, and today Israel is here as a beacon of hope in a land filled with darkness. We beseech thee, Elohim, because we are wandering all over the world, hoping against every hope that things will turn around for the better. It has never turned around for the better. Instead, it is getting worse. Please do not abandon your children. You have given us a commission, and we must accomplish it in our lifetime. We have come to honor your holy name. We have come to praise thee. We have come to honor thee, that your name may be glorified, adored, and praised forever and ever. Ise.
Nande Kano, odogwu ndị Mazi na-agbala ọkụ. Obinigwe na-ekwu okwu, ogwele ife gbalụ Jehova ya lee. Obinigwe na-ekwu okwu, ọ ka na-ekwu okwu, Obinigwe na-ekwuzi okwu ike. Nnamdi Kanu, odogwu bili, eze ndị Igbo gburugburu. Nnamdi Kanu, ọchịagha ụmụ Igbo, odogwu Biafra bili, odogwu ndị Mazi na-agbala ọkụ. Eziokwu n'enu wee sikanụ, n'enu ụwa n'osi na chi ya dị mma. Mgbe mbụ ka sị na Nwaeze enwelo nwa, mana tata na Nwaeze enwegokwa nwa. Mgbe mbụ ka sị na Igbo enwela eze, mana tata na anyị bụ Igbo anyị enweghị ezenu. Nnamdi Nnobunya bụ eze ndị Igbo eziokwu n'enu ụwa ebuka eziokwu n'enu ụwa siri ike nụ eziokwu n'enu ụwa esikanụ ọ bụ ịma na onye na-achọ onye aka ya dị ọcha na ọchụgide onye n'enu ụwa chụbịa n'ụwa ọmanụ o ji ife nwata wonye aka ihe nu akalobe ya ilo n'oge wetu ya n'enu ụwa nụ ife Nnamdi na-ekwu n'enu ụwa nụ n'ọbụ ka oge si dịrị n'ụmụ Igbo mmanụ titi eji wee nwee Naijiria na ndị Igbo n'enu ụwa na pachibelo na Naijiria ife a na-eme anyị bụ get away come closer onye ọbụla n'enu ụwa na-atụ alele ili niile n'ụwa bọọlụ onye Igbo iche ọchịchị na bọọlụ nụ fami ife ga-eme n'ụwa ka emezie n'ụwa wee metụ ụwa mma n'ọkwa bụ ndị Igbo bụ nsogbu anyị nwelu na anyị bụ ndị Igbo na anyị na-agbazi onwe anyị mgba gwapụ ife ga-eme metụ ụwa mmanụ gwazie m ife ga-eme wee metụ ụwa mma Nnamdi na o nwere okwu nchọla ịgwa anyị ichefugo na nwaeze adịghị
Good afternoon, fellow comrades and lovers of freedom. My name is Mazi Umeh, and reaching you out from UK. And it's 12:30 here, United Kingdom, presumably the same time of Holy Land of Biafra. This is a proceedings of our live coverage from Abuja, and I'll be bringing our man on the ground on the telephone through telephone. Mazi, can you hear me? Mazi Lawman, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very loud and clear.
Yes, Mazi, please go on.
Hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you. Please go on. Please go on.
Very well. You are mute, please. Kindly unmute yourself.
I'm not mute. I can hear you though. Oh, that's the problem with.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mazi Umeh, and good afternoon to everybody, friends of Biafra, lovers of freedom, and more importantly, Biafrans all over the world. Today's date is the 17th day of April 2024, and as usual, we are here live and direct in the Federal High Court of Abuja. Today, our lawyers are here present. That is to say, the defense team of our leader, Mazi Nambekano. We also have friends and supporters and families coming from wherever, all over the country, from Biafra land, from Nigeria, so and so. And today, very quickly, we are here again in court to ensure that the very allegations and accusations, to tell them that we are not running away from this very court and that we are ready for trial. And the business of today is to, continue from the very application that was filed on the last adjourned date, which is the application to restore the bail that had been revoked of Mazi Nambekano, the defendant in the case. And this very application was filed, and today it is being heard by the presiding justice, Binta Nyako, which includes setting an order to revoke the bail, and as well setting aside the bench warrant, which the defense team has applied that it was misrepresented, not excluding setting an order for, the order of bail bond for future. If you remember, Mazi Kano, whose bail was erroneously revoked, followed also an order of bail bond for future. If you also could remember, he had Shorties who represented him, and at some point in 2017, 2018, sorry, when after the bail had been granted, there were a series of poking, courtesy of the prosecution to make sure that they frustrate the Shorties in the case. So that very order, howbeit it is in the appellate court, but the defense team here and now forthwith is applying that the presiding Justice Bintanyako sets an order to not only restore the defendant's bail, but to look into the order of forfeiture, which was erroneously misrepresented. So this is giving every one of us an update of what's happening in the court. And we also hope that in no distant time, following the case, following the matter procedurally, which would be able to iron out whatever legal battles they have brought and defend same, as time proceeds. So we are in court. This is just a preamble. Ironing out the business of today. These very, very applications are supported by an affidavit, an 8-paragraph affidavit, which is rooted in section 278 of the 1999 Constitution, which the defense team has applied and stated that the decisions, in quotes, the decisions of the Supreme Court shall be enforced in any part of the Federation by all authorities and persons and by courts with subordinate jurisdiction to that of the Supreme Court. So here, in this case, the Supreme Court has said in its judgment that the Federal High Court made a mistake by revoking the bail, that the Federal High Court made a mistake by issuing the bench warrants against the defendants. So the defense team is, lending credence to this very section of the 1999 Constitution as amended, and applying that the presiding Justice Bintanyako restores the bail of the defendant, who is Mazi Kano in question. So this is the business of the day. Let's keep our fingers crossed and ensure we follow, and also hope that the sanctity of the law will be respected and honored by all intents and purposes. So thank you very much, Mazi. We shall stand by and ensure we follow this very proceeding to its end.
Mazi, if I may ask you a couple of questions. Like you said, what the agenda of today is. So I'm going to be staying back on the studio actually, and I've been sent some pictures that I will either have arrived on the court and videos. Apparently, there's a video I was sent to now, and I'm not going to flash it on the screen. So I just want to confirm from you that all our Lego teams are there, the lead councils, and like you slightly said, what we are asking for is very simple. We said it before. So whatever Bintanyaku and the Nigerian government are hashing is not going to wash, because at the end of the day, as the Akuso Constitution requires, Onyendu has to have his own privacy before trial. There's no way it could be bugged out and they want to try him as well. It's just like what we fight against in 2016-17. The secret trial they wanted is the same thing they want now, and it's not going to work. I'm a lawman. I won't thank you enough for dedicating your time, all of us, to make sure that Biafra had this, from the Osport account in Abuja, and I'll be standby here in the studio. I'll be waiting for you anytime. You are welcome. There we Mazi.
Yes, very well. As I say, we are following the proceedings, and we shall see to it. We shall see to it. The legal battle this time is shifting grounds, but I trust in the defense team to, wage a war against him with a very tactics, in their disposal. So let's see how it goes, and stand by as I bring in intermittent updates from here. Thank you very much once again.
Yeah, thank you, Mazi. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, fellow comrades and lovers of freedom, this is quite important. Lawman is on the ground and giving us on spot account. And this afternoon here in UK and Biafra land as well. Today is a significant day in Biafra because this case is not Mazi Nandukan, it's Biafra versus Nigerian case. Everybody must understand that this is not a wishful thinking. Our leader is still in the SS dungeon because he cares about Biafran people and humanity at large. And anybody somewhere thinking that this taxes, delay taxes they are using is to break him down, I would say personally that is not going to work. At the end of the day, every country that stood on their feet in this world fight a battle. As we can see, Israel is still on it now. Iran has waging war against Israel. They were fighting proxy, but now it's evidently open, and we are watching. But our leader, being whom he is, and he has decided to pay this ultimate price. His two parents have gone. So many Biafrans. And regardless whatever Nigerian government is doing with their lawyers and judges, is not going to help anybody. It's very simple. The Supreme Court have ruled Voking Onyendu's bail was irresponsible and unconstitutional. They know that. But all these things is because it's state managed. The government is the one fighting against the government, which is Biafra. So I will indulge every single one of you to pay close attention in what is happening. Our job here is to report it as it come organically from Abuja. We don't add anything to it. But myself staying back here in the studio in London on Biafra Radio, we'll be doing one or two things here. There's a publication that I would love to read that come from our Biafran veterans that in America they wrote to Hope Uzodimma. I'm definitely going to read that. Probably it's not going to be boring. I know a lot of people have seen it, but I will definitely flash it. But before then, I want to continue to play this particular free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the coalition for List of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the video we played, because it's a constant reminder to those that are doing what they are doing. The whole world is watching. It's not limited. The world is taking account of what is happening, but what is happening is political. Everybody knows it. And those that have spoken unguardedly thinking that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to be broken, I always make a reference to Mandela. Madiba spent 27 years in prison. He wasn't broken. He came out from there, emerged as a president of South Africa, and he been loved because he paid the ultimate price. Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, and even Bob Marley itself, even Malcolm X. These are people, Kwame Nkrumah, these are men that have fought. And our leader is one that comes in a million times, which is Nostradamus prophesies about Onyendu. Onyendu is here. And I will remind you one thing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says. He said, if you know what you can do to stop Biafra not to come, do it. And if you know what to do to bring Biafra, do it. So the ball is on your court as a Biafra. For those sabotaging Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, those coming out to sabotage Onyendu openly, for those that are doing something that is meaningful, Onyendu give you these rooms. And don't forget, it's 3 years. It's going to be June. It's going to be 3 years. Onyendu has been he's been in DSS dungeon for me and you. The question we need to ask yourself, we need to go back and ask ourselves, let us now vent ourselves. What have we achieved since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu been in DSS dungeon? What have we done? How have we helped this struggle push it forward? Or are those being proxy are the ones that are using what Nyanwo suggested in 2017, that to destroy IPOB within IPOB? What we are seeing today, people came out and challenged Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's orders. And giving the enemies the green light that nothing will happen. Some people said if they kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that they will make noise for a couple months and everything ended. Sorry. Those that are holding him now, I live in United Kingdom, they know the consequences. Some of you don't understand what is happening. The court we won in UK, I told you people, the case is still ongoing. The same case you see here today in the zoo is what UK is listening to, because they are the one that is spearheading everything that has happened concerning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So we need to do everybody. Like I said, only say if you know what to do to bring Biafra, do it. And as well, if you know what to do to stop Biafra for not to come, go ahead and do it. Some of you have forgotten all these words. And this is 100 men era. So like I said, I'm right here in UK in studio on Biafra Radio, worldwide, reaching you out from United Kingdom, North London to be precise. And I still remain one of the principal servants of the indigenous people of Biafra here in United Kingdom as North London coordinator under, because sometimes we use the under leadership Mazi, there's no true leadership in IPOB. I have to make this clear. This is why I will not say there's no true leadership in IPOB. If you go to company's house today, there's no true registration there. IPOB worldwide is under Mazi Nnamdi name, even though they try to do some fraudulent activities there, which it doesn't work because all these things is electronically data information that you cannot wipe away. So, like I said, I'm going to play this audio. An intermediary. I wanted to bring up this before I go into the audio. Can I just flash this particular publication that come from our veterans in America? It is quite important that those that are showing solidarity and what is happening in Imo State. This is from the American veterans of Igbo descendants, and this was published on 14th of April, which is I think 3 days ago, and specifically because all of us have heard, Tinubu is carrying, the agenda that brought him, and Onyendu told you that Tinubu was going to be the next president. Mazi Nnamdi knows all this. That's why some of you don't understand who our leader is. Mazi Nnamdi told you that after death Buhari, Jagaban is going to emerge as a president, which is happening today. Some of you have forgotten all this. And he trained with a man like that, right? Now, Hope Uzodinma, the Supreme Court governor, came from nowhere. The man that from fourth position become a governor. We know what their plans are. But Hope Uzodinma, a mother sleep. And I will not be able to read because this is a full, publication. I won't be able to read all of this, but I will definitely try to say something, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. So, but like I said, I'm gonna go on a break a little bit. Let me just have some music in, then I'll come back. Let me put some music on, please.
N'ọkwa n'onwe eze ka ebo no maka na ma mụ n'ọchịchị lụrụ ibe nna ya iwere pụ ọchịchị lụrụ ibe nna ya iwe pụta ka ịzọpụta ụmụ Igbo ụmụ Igbo afọ na ị ga-azọpụta fa eziokwu na o nwere ife ga-eme gị n'ụwa ị ga-adị ka echi maka na ma mụ na-esi n'ọdụ agwụ ndụ gị ga-adị n'afịa naanị izu na anọ eke n'olie na afọ na nkwọ ka ndụ gị ga-adịnụ onye chụba gị na ọ ga-ada mmiri ọtụ nwa ọkụkọ nne n'ụwa ya nwada nwa ọkụkọ nne n'ụwa nwee ngwongwo nsọ Nnamdi na mmeli bụ nke anyị omemma melu gaba n'ilu omenjọ melu n'ụwa gaba n'ilu agbasa ọsọ n'ụwa na-aga agụlili maịlụ maka na emesịa n'ụwa malụ ndị bụ ndị aka Chukwu nọ dị gị n'alụ Nwachukwu na mmesịa mmeli bụ nke anyị Nnamdi Kanu odogwu bili eze ndị Igbo gburugburu Chukwu ka na-ekwu okwu obiri igwe na-ekwu okwu n'ogwele ife gbalụ Jehova ya lee obiri igwe na-ekwu okwu ọ ka na-ekwu okwu obiri igwe na-ekwusi okwu ike Nnamdi Kanu ọchịagha ụmụ Igbo odogwu Biafra bili odogwu ndị Mozi na-agbala ọkụ Sumudu eziokwu na alịlị na-egbu ụmụnne m na alịlị na-apịawa mazụ onye Igbo wee gụsị akwụkwọ nụ na inweta ọlụ na Naịjirịa na ọbụzi ọlụnụ na anya pasịlọ ife ọbụla na ịlụ na amị na Naịjirịa na ọbụzi nsogbu ịlụ na polisi bụ ọlụ inye ndị Igbo ọlụ n'ọkwa nsogbu gwa m ibe a ga-eme n'ụwa ka wee metanụ ndị Naịjirịa mmanụ ife anyị nwe ka a na-akọla anyị na mmanụ anyị ka Naịjirịa ji dị ebube mineral and resources anyị nwelu n'ụwa nọ ya ka Naịjirịa si wee dị ebube ma ndị nwe ife na-aga ụlọ na-emelụ falụ ndị nwe ife na-aga ụlọ na-apịawa fazụ Chukwu ka na-ekwuriri okwunu ndị eluigwe ka na-ekwu okwunu basi na-emesịa na anyị ga-enwe mmelinu na-emesịa na n'ụwa na mmeli bụ nke anyị n'ote ga aga ọ dị njọ n'ụwa na-emesịa na n'ụwa na-emesịa na ọ ga-adị mmanụ ọkwe mana Chukwu ka na-ekwu okwunu ndị n'igwe bụ aka na-ekwu okwunu ije dị ibe melu n'oge gara aga mgbe a n'ụlọ Naịjirịa bịabụla wọ bajidelu ndị be anyị nụ wee sụọ ndị be anyị ka akwụ n'ọkwa nne n'ụwa eziokwu na alịlị na-egbu mụnụ ngekwuzi one ya libi ya nụ obi n'igwe ka na-ekwu okwunu mmeli na bụ nke anyị sumudu alịlị onye na-ebe ibe kata ibedebe etela ugbo etela ose ya emesikwa na ọ ga-adị mma maka na mụ ma na ikuku bugharịsi ọdụ igwu ọ ga-akwụbi ofu ebe sumudu Chukwu ka na-ekwu okwu obi n'igwe na-amụ anya n'aka Chukwu dị n'alụ anyị ụmụ Igbo Chukwu ka na-ekwu okwu asị miracle coming on the way no nwere ife walụ Jehova ya lee Chimo Nnamdị na Chukwu na-ekwu okwu Nnamdị Kanụ odogwu ndị Mozi na-agbala ọkụ Nnamdị Kanụ odogwu lechaba ezigbo mmadụ na anyị nọpụ odogwu ndị Mozi na-agbala ọkụ sumudu Nnamdị na ọ bụ ndị Igbo lere ya ele wee nwụrụ iwe nwunye ndị ilo n'aka emesịa na ọ ga-adị mmanụ maka na o chetalụ m ife melu n'akwụkwọ nsọ mgbe Josef na-akwanite mgbe ọ na-achị ichi eze ụmụnne ya jikọtala aka wele ya welesi ya ndị ilo mana Josef mesili wee bụlụ eze Josef no mesiri bụlụ eze Nnamdị n'ọbụ ibe ga-eme afụlụ m amụma ka ọ na-abịa na mmezu cheta tupu ndị lebulu yi amụma niile ibusili ọbịazigo na mmezu emesianụ na ọ ga-adị mma onye na-ebe akwa bedebe onye na-erujuru debe maka na afọ m na mmeli na njedebe eziokwu na mmeri ga-abịa n'ikpeazụ onye na-ebe akwa bedebe onye na-ekpe ekpelebe esibe ike onye na-eme omenala emesibe ike nụ eziokwu na ndị Igbo anwago without ndị Igbo there is nothing like Nigeria ndị Igbo ji iko
This one. 17 paragraphs. My you have a red color in front like this because the original was differentiated in color. It be red. Red one. Yeah. What's up? She said that 5 the same day was 2.
Yeah, this is we get. Yeah, this is live coverage. Yeah, we're getting the live coverage. I hope everybody's listening to it. This is the live coverage. So you can only hear sound. There's no pictures, but there's a live coverage here, live on Biafra Radio. Exactly what is happening inside the court is what you can hear from here. Live coverage from the court directly. Like I said, this is the live coverage. So pay very close attention on what's being said. This is exactly what is going on inside the court. So it is quite important that you pay attention and listen to it.
And someone will check the registry.
You were served. Probably you didn't put it in the file or something. You were served.
You just have to break the law chapter. And we start and return the satisfactory. Constitution. That's the boss.
Stamp that I have and to send to the other party. If I don't have it, even if you have sent it, I don't buy it. Even if you send it, I don't buy it. Because I have it.
They may come.
But as far as I know,
why I'm suggesting we take a stand. You have to give them
Your faces are not like the I want national geographic. All the time. So none of you are anybody national geographic.
I think that, you know, let me see that across the stand.
Are you getting it?
Yeah, the sound. I'm sure we'll take the whole 15 minutes.
Biafra has nothing to do with your other agenda. So yes, it's okay. It's okay. You can sit down. Let's go. You come back to the
I'm going to the respondent complainant in approaching the application while the counter appeal.
I think the streaming has stopped. Having some, what is it called? Some network issues. Yeah, it's back on.
As to where a defendant should get for the safety and for the security. One point that is clear is that they are not considering about the safety and security of the defendant. All they are talking about is convenience. And this convenience they are talking about, they are in generic terms. Very generic terms. They have provided multiple
We're going to bring you back the streaming, but as they stand now, the streaming has. We'll bring you back. As soon as we have it, we'll bring you back.
ewo nenu osikano ewo alele ka nebe alili egbuo m nenu ụwa mụ eziokwu na ndị ọcha bịawala anyị azụ eziokwu na ndị ọcha mere anyị ibe banye.
As we all can see, the proceeding is going on inside the court, and we are streaming it live. As soon as we have that streaming live again, we'll continue to play it to Biafrans to listen. But that is exactly what is going on inside the court. The lead counsel, and I don't know who is addressing at this point in time before we lost that connection. Everybody know the epileptic back in the zoo, but we'll patiently wait here. I'm being observant. Whatever that comes up, we'll make it known to you, Biafrans. As I will continue to give you some music and still waiting because I think I wouldn't be able to do anything at this point in time till the proceedings is finished and conclusion. That's why we're here to get on spot account. So we'll just wait patiently That's all I have to say.
ya ụka nye ndị ugwu ọchịchị nụ ma tata n'anyị na-atụzi ala eziokwu na Chukwu ka na-ekwu okwu nụ emezia na mmeri bụ nke anyị Chukwu ka na-ekwu obi n'igwe na-ekwu Chukwu ka na-ekwu okwu I see freedom coming freedom na-abịa mmeri na-abịa eziokwu na mmeri na-abịa na ndị Kano ọchịagha ụmụ Biafra odogwu ndị Mazi ọzọ Igbo ndụ ezi Igbo gburugburu ezoghị na mekeneyi ndụ gị ga-adị ezoghị na ị ga-adị ka echi aka Chukwu dị n'alụ onye bụ nwa Chukwu onye bụkwa nwa Chineke onye bụkwa nwa ọgbụgba ndụ odogwu bili ezi Igbo gburugburu na ndị
Like I said earlier on, as soon as we're back on, to stream or to play the live proceedings, we lost connections, and like I was about to do before, I will definitely going to go into this Avid publication while as I wait for the live streaming. As soon as we have it, we'll make it available to you, dear friends. This is on spot account, and not even on spot account, what actually going on inside the court proceeding itself. And the difference, and it's clear that our lead counsel and his team are putting up a very formidable argument, which everybody know, the world know that our leader have no case to answer. Extraordinary rendition itself is a crime. Is what is even into the own law. They are going against their own law. That is the absurdity of where we found ourselves. And when our leader called them zoo, people ask question, why? Where rule of law does not exist, what do you expect is chaos? The Fulani herdsmen is ravaging Boko Haram, Al-Qaeda, Al-Shabaab, all these terrorist group are formed by the Fulani. But they're questioning us when we said that we want equity, fairness, and justice. That's the only thing we're asking for. What else do we have to leave as we are now, our age, even our kids that we're giving birth to, they have no future on this particular era, on the system that we're in. They don't have any future. But some of us were opportune to be in abroad, but that's not where I want to be. If our leader was thinking about being in abroad, why would he abandon his kid in America and his younger brother is here, his wife is here? Fit everything that he worked for, his two parents have died. So people must understand that this is not about me, it's not about you. This is a price that we have chosen to pay. So one day, the history will remember every single one of us. That's why we are here. We are here in the United Kingdom, they have a history. Any country you reside, they have a history. America have a history. That's why the patriotism of America started for those that fought for America. You can't have dignity when you don't fight for it. It's not a wishful thinking. But the sabotage nature of our people, that's what Gowon said. Gowon said if he knew that Igbo man loved money so much, he couldn't have gone into war with Ojukwu because Britain pushed them. Our entire leader only asked for the same structure we have here in the United Kingdom. The same structure, 4 countries in the same. Confederation, that's all he asked for. Every country, every zone, every country grow on their own pace. Scotland have oil, but does not mean that they bring it to the central. But the central power is very, very, very weak. You run your country. That's what Scotland want referendum to be on, autonomous on their own. They want to join the EU. They don't want to be under United Kingdom anymore. That's the only crime we committed. But one thing I'm saying to you this afternoon is that some of us has forgotten the reason why we're here. Mazi can say, I will not abandon you. You people are the ones that are going to abandon me. People are busy sabotaging their own generation. Not Mazi Nnamdi. Mazi Nnamdi and his whole household has made a decision. It is entirely up to you. It's not about him. He has made it. He's decided to be where he is right now. In that court, all he could have said, he said, I'm tired. That's all. Some of you that are ranting, talking nonsense out there. Only you hold the key. Doesn't matter what anybody do. Mandela spent 27 years. South Africa could not have their freedom. Talk less of you. Upon all the support they have around the globe, I'm telling you, none of you that are mentioning Biafra today without Mazi Nnamdi kind of forget about it. It's not going anywhere. That's the key. That's the golden key. So you must guide that golden egg jealously. Or some of you have make a 360-degree become. That's what I said. He said, whatever you know, some of you that raise your ugly head today, continue. He knew. You think you're going to break Mazi Nnamdi, and you're breaking yourself. So we're here waiting to see if we can, if we don't get anything to stream, but our man on the ground will still get back to us. And without wasting much of my time and your time, let me go a little bit into this publication that I told you earlier on. It is important to educate our people because that's why we come here. Whenever we come here, we make sure we bring something that are meaningful to attribute to people's life and give you the undiluted information that will pathway for all of us. This is a publication that those that are concerned, and this is our veterans, Biafra veterans that reside in United States of America. Some of them are retired. Some of them are still serving, as it's called. In a short, they call AVID. AVID means American Veterans of Igbo Descendants. And this publication was issued on the 14th of this month. And to so-called, I can't give him excellency because Hope Uzodinma has not excellence in him. The murderer himself on Imo State with the blood of our people's hand in his hand. And it's directed and it says, Your Excellency, it says, unimaginable hostility for Igbos and the need for urgent change of mind. They're begging him. Sometimes in life, it's good when people apply diplomacy, and that's what we have done. We never pick up arm against anybody. ESN was formed out of necessity because these evil men failed our people. Never in our land that Fulani herdsmen went into our farmland and forest and started killing our people. That was one that happened in here. They pieces that young lady, and they have no country in the world kicked against ESN because they saw the need for it, and that was why ESN was formed. Onyendu, remember 2015, he went to America. They're telling them that they're coming with guns and bullets. That we need guns and bullets, that these men are coming, they're armed to the teeth with AK-47. Onyendu said it. Some of them call him a moremonger. How many years on the line, the same herdsmen emerge more vicious than what Onyendu prophesied to all of us. So now Avid is now adding their voice, advising this young criminal. He called him old man, so-called Supreme Court governor of Imo State, the murderer himself, Hope Uzodinma. Like I said, I'm not going to read all of it verbatim, but I have given you, the appeal they said. He said, unimaginable hostility for Igbos and the need for urgent change of mind. That's pleading with them. And it goes on to say, we are American military veterans of Igbo descendant, in brackets, AVID, who are currently serving or have served honorable in United States of American Army Force. We have observed with alarming shock and levels of disdain and inglorious actions you exhibit against people of Igbo descendants since you become the governor in 2019. Hence, our collective decision to write you this open letter on the following terms. Even they addressing him as if he's not an Igbo man, because yes, on week come out openly and take a shot at the Igbo people, because anybody that want to become relevant in the zoo you must take a shot at the Igbo people. Once you don't do that, you're not going to get to where you're going. Like I said, we are still waiting for the on-spot account on the streaming has stopped. And those that have done that, they're doing marvelously well. As we can see, so many things have changed. Like I stopped on the following the terms. I'm going to read the terms, but I have some people asking questions. What has this present legal team has done? Since our leader relieved those that were there before them, even though they were part of the legal team, but it wasn't the lead counsel. Ejimako has been a special counsel to Mazi Nnamdi and IPOB since 2017. I want to make it abundantly clear to everybody listening to the sound of my voice this afternoon. And that's something I need to explain to you. Probably some of us are not aware of it. You know, sometimes we don't run away from reality. I will come back to this publication. It's very important that I'll go through it. But there's something I need to explain to you. Because why I'm saying this, as the case is ongoing to the court, even those that are going to come and testify against our leader are some of the people that have caused mayhem in Biafra land, and we are waiting for them. Now, what I want to say is this. Barrister Aloy Ejimako has been Onyendu Special Counsel for a reason since 2019, and due diligently, everybody can see that he has done what he's been contracted to do as a professional that he is. Now, when someone asks this question, you will become so paranoid even to answer that question or even to say anything. Because sometimes there's something that our people say, anything that is visible, you don't need me to look at them. Now, if we can go back on the event, because I need to comment on this before I move forward. But let's go back on today. You know, Onyendu is in court. Like you can see, Onyendu is more lively like you used to see him because Onyendu was denying not to see anybody. Even the massacre going on in Biafra land, those that we are handling the legal proceedings of our leader didn't see it fit to make our leader address Biafrans, at least to hear from the horse's mouth. When Onyendu communicate messages, they have this attitude of people coming out to question if that message was legit or not. But I want to say something here to you. I want to remind those that are making those hysterical comments to distraction. And I love the tweet he tweeted a day before now, that they are ready to do their diligent job and there's no distraction. They're not paying attention to that. If I may have that particular tweet, I might just want to read through it. I don't think I have that tweet with me here, but I can go on Facebook and find that tweet. I just want to make it clear as I'm carrying on doing what I'm doing here. I need to just rabble into this as we are waiting for the on-spot account from the ground. So now, there's a particular tweet Barrister Aloy Ejimako tweeted a couple days ago. You know, a couple days ago. I wanna read that tweet. I wanna read it. It's very important. People pay attention. That was on, I think yesterday. Yeah, that's yesterday. He says, for your information, Mazi Nnamdi case set for 17th of April, 2024, we hold as scheduled. As usual, the court shall convene at 9:30 a.m., which they shifted to 12 p.m. And we expect the proceeding to be underway shortly. Thereafter, Ground Zero, Federal High Court, Abuja, Hajj, MMK lead legal team is ready, no distraction, absolutely. And I love that because this is how, go and monitor every single tweet Ejimako have tweeted. That's what they use the word concisive. It doesn't need to stay much because before you start saying things that we are not allowed to speak about. So I love that. Now, I want to address one thing before I go back to the Avid publication. Something has been said. I don't know. I'm not mentioning name, but like the social media, everybody can, like we're on social media now and broadcasting through our app. Biafra Radio app is on as well. So we are simultaneously broadcasting through all our platforms on social media, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter as well. And our app is on as well, right? So now, I want to remind people something. It is very, very important we understand where we are going and where we start and where we are going. Now, some of you forgotten about African Union or 18th of March 2018. Ejimako was the one in charge of that. Was successful. Now, Aba High Court is 19th of January 2022. What was it all about? It was about our leader filing that his house was invaded on 14th of September 2017. That they came to murder our leader, killed 28 men. But those that were the so-called legal lead counsel didn't find it fit to file this legally in court. I'm just giving you some examples for you to go and digest them. Now that's Federal High Court. That's was our leader fundamental right. Fundamental right. Then Federal High Court Aba, 26th of October 2022. Then Enugu High Court on 26th of October 2023. What was it all about? The prescription of IPOB, the governors, the Southeastern Governors Forum, they enacted. They were the one that prescribed IPOB collectively. Before now, they tell Buhari to go now and gazette it. The so-called lead team then could not find it fit to question or to file against that illegal, act they perpetrated against IPOB, because that is the reason why they rolled the armor in Biafra land today. Though the world did not accept it, but Britain accepted it, because Britain wrote over 117 pages against IPOB because we are going to take legal action against them. They withdrew for it. And that's why it's very hard for people to get asylum with IPOB, which only say is not what we are here for. So I'm reminding them this. And for those people that were there, if we go into their appeal court, they mention all this whole party, all this event. Only thing they're telling you that they discharged Onyendu and styled Onyendu at the same court. But their own mistake, somebody sworn evidence for our leader without Onyendu, without on hearsay. Yeah? So now, let's come back to Onyendu being in DSS dungeon. Onyendu couldn't access his personal medical physicians that he wished to have. Even people visiting Onyendu was censored because the so-called lead counsel has an agreement with DSS that anybody that must see Onyendu must be vetted through him. He vets everybody, including his own colleagues that they work as one. That's why sometimes they have issues. This is what we have gone through for almost 2.5 years. Our leader has been subjected mentally and physically by these individuals. Somebody is asking you, what have the illegal team done? I'm telling you now. Onyendu have accepted, even when DSS approved Onyendu accessing his personal physician, the same people blocked it. Onyendu have, who is talking about Onyendu seeing his personal doctor today? He's down. They have an agreement with DSS. 800 million is what they spend today. They're going to spend that 800 million naira for bringing Onyendu to court. They made a deal with DSS. They don't bring Onyendu to court. And have you ever had them arguing in the court before? All they do is state manage, pre-arrangement. That's why Bin Tarik is finding it hard now to cope, because he's being put on that spotlight. I'm just going to want to go into this a very little bit before I move forward, right? For those asking questions, what has they done? And the second court, Onyendu carried up to 200 pages of his case filed by himself. Even one of them was yapping after confirmed that our leader is a Sam by himself. Our leader has the confidence in court. People came. Onyendu addressed the press. This is the things, because they blocked it, because they knew without Onyendu spoken, then they saw their enterprise will be ravaging Biafra land, because all of them are in together. They created different arms, not ESN. Not ESN. Because what they go to Radio Biafra talk about today is what we implicate our leader. But they've forgotten that there's law out there. I'm not going to talk about what has prevented all this. When the time comes, they will learn. And for your information, Nigerian government are not the one holding Mazi and the kind of. That is one of the things some of these individuals don't know. We've been in court here. We have seen 3 judges sacked. And in conclusion, it was filmed. Go to YouTube, you'll find it there. For those asking question, today our leader is, you can see, even though we know we have no case to answer, But at the same time, Onyendu have no case to answer. We have people that were the people that is become an impediment to Onyendu and IPOB at large. Somebody is asking a question, what have they done? I'm just telling you what they have done. Onyendu is in court today. Since they took over, have you seen they say Onyendu won't come to court? Because they know they won't accept it. It's unacceptable. They must bring him to court. They don't want to spend $1 billion. That's a problem. It's not Onyendu's problem. It's not our problem. But then we are collecting money from behind. That's why you see them, they sue the zoo, they say they paid them $1 billion. You defending Mazi and the Kano. And you being as well. You been as well the one that was standing for Onyendu. You know. So yeah, as I'm talking to you, I'm getting a message from our man on the ground. He said the defense team, courtesy of Special Counsel Aloy Ejimako, decries the ill treatment of Mazi and the Kano's matter right here from the origin. Of course, he did exactly what I'm saying. So yeah, the message is coming. Lawman is on the ground and giving us on spot accounts as well. As we are hoping that we're going to get the more streaming, but I don't think the streaming is forthcoming. So, like I was responding apparently to some people making cynical comments, and people think talk is cheap, or Mazi Dankan is going to be jailed for them to cover all the things they have done. It's not going to happen. Onyendu said it openly that who is that bastard we will, you know, what was the word he used again? That we when Onyendu give order. There's a word for it, and I'm just escaping in my mind. You know, someone to now question Onyendu's order. There's a particular word for it, but you know, I'm saying too many things at the same time. And they all don't know this. So I will stop there. I just mentioned what Ejimako and his team are doing, and still focusing on doing what they're doing. That was one thing they said about Ejimako, attributing what other people are doing, and that was something that Onyendu gave him every right to do. He done it. And there's nobody to question Onyendu's wish. If you want to question Onyendu's wish, you go to DSS dungeon and have a conversation with our leader. That's the end of discussion. So I'll leave it there. And I know that they are doing what they're supposed to do. And Onyendu have every confidence on what they are doing. And every sincere Biafran can bear witness that what we are seeing today, Mazi can have no case to answer to the Nazu court because Onyendu fundamental rights has been violated. Even the UN Human Rights Working Group already told them that Mazi Kano shall let go. People saying the children are put there, yeah, but we know they're not going to leave Onyendu. So are you going to be sitting in your comfort zone saying the children are put there? So how do we now, Onyendu will be there, will say the children are put there? Is that your metaphor you want to use? To abandon him there in the that you guys are playing now down. All this, let me say something to you people. Anybody that was a student of Radio Biafra and now up to now that have not seen the rat, I'm sorry. I want to remind you, that some people like us is not strange thing to us because we witnessed this in 2015, 16, 17. Thank God we'll have a deputy leader then that stood, and some of us were with him and stand firmly. And at the end of the day, we triumph. And the same thing is going to happen. It's going to be few, you know, then he was there. Now, is a full amount of people that will remain, like when you say 100 people. I think Mazi Nankan is dumb or stupid. He told you ahead. Tinubu is the president of United. He said 100 men. That is the era we are in. Look at how men are falling. People think there were something in them. All of them are empty vessels. There's nothing there. But thank God they have proven Onyendu because every prophecy, he said anything he have spoken on Radio Biafra shall come to pass. And let me shock you. Can you observe that whatever people have done, they will come back on Radio Biafra and confess it to the world. Not you, even don't even ask them. They will come willingly and confess it in that radio. Up to now, they don't have not understand what is in that radio. Even though they hijacked that radio and that radio now have become impediment on them. Because whatever they have done, they would never know when they come back and tell the world this is what we have done. In the closed door. So yeah. And thank you, Mazi, Lawman, still giving us some updates. And it says that abuse of processes by the prosecution engagement in literary practices, series of amendment charges, and series of contempt of court, and so on. So this is just the argument going on in the court. He's just updating me. As he update me, I'm reading them out. Okay, I think it's calling me. Yes, Mazi. I think we're having a connecting issue. Yes.
Yeah, bring me in.
Yeah, you are live. You're live on Air Maz Lawman. Go on, please.
Oh, thank you very much. The situation report now, after a series of arguments and counter arguments, the defense team has insisted that there would be no trial, that the defendant would not be willing for trial to go on because he is not in a favorable state of mind. He is not in a least favorable condition to submit himself for trial. And the presiding justice, Bintanyako, has said that his court would give ruling whether or not to keep the defendant, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in DSS custody still, or move him to a supposed safe house. That is house arrest I'm talking about. So the option to continue trial, which is accelerated hearing, is on the table, which the special counsel, Aloy Jimako Esquire, has not shied away from that. I mean, the defendant is willing to submit himself for trial. But the submission here is, the condition here attached is to, provide a least favorable condition where his freedom, at least, not being spied upon, being allowed to communicate with his lawyers. And I mean, I would have mentioned, a sort of freedom allotted to him, courtesy of Section 36 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. But it's not even up to that, because we are talking about freedom of movement, which he wouldn't be allowed, or he should not be in the custody in the first place, or he should not be confined, in the four walls of any correctional center or prison. So we are talking about the least favorable condition, So that is the situation report now. And the court is kind of shying away from that, but a sort of break has been given, a sort of recess has been given now, which a reconvenement would happen in a short while.
Okay.
The court has said it would give ruling, as I said before, it would give ruling on whether or not Nnamdi Kanu, the defendant, stays in the DSS still, or goes to the safe house, in quote, pending when the trial is concluded. So Mazi Umeh and a host of other crew members are in the studio, and also lovers of freedom listening. This is a situation report as we fold our arms. We are on break now, and we shall go back to the proceedings in a short while. That is all for now, Mazi Umeh.
Thank you very much, Maz Lawman. Thank you. And Biafra, I hope you listen to him. We'll keep back here. I'm going to be doing what I'm doing here. I'll be waiting for you. Whenever you want to come on, just let me know. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That's okay.
Yeah, I will carry on doing what I'm doing. Like I said, there's no more screaming coming from live from the court. That's exactly what is going on spot account. Our lawman is there giving us the on spot account. So they're on recess right now. So as he rightly said, that the judge has said that he's going to rule on whether Onyendu is going to remain in the DSS dungeon opposed to the trial, or is he going to be, granted him to be on a safe house, which is a house arrest or the collection center? That's where we are at this point in time. And that's a direct report from the man on the ground, Mazi man, and we can't thank you enough. And like I likely was saying, I'm definitely going to still go on to do analysis on this particular publication. As I have answered those that are questioning what just the legal thing, everything is transparent. That's not hidden there. Everybody saw what is going on, and we know that all these things are political to break our leader or to Biafrans to say we can hands off on what we have said we wanted. It's not going to happen. We cannot go back now. Going back now is suicidal. Like I was saying, 2017, 15, 16, 17 is the same pattern they brought, but thank God that somebody was there. And now, like I said, 100 men era, so it should be counted. I don't know about you, but all I know is I'm still on the race. Or the day, if I'm not couldn't make it, don't question me. So a lot of people that have gone out of the, that have dropped out, wavering on. I'm not looking back and looking for people calling you, asking you why you're not IPOB member anymore. I'm not gonna do that because I never forced you to be IPOB member in the first place. That's the nature of this struggle. It's volunteer force, and it's not something you go out and begging people to come and join. No, of course not. So let me go down a little bit and see what our veterans are saying and currently serving military in the United States of America. They're appealing to the murderer, the man with his blood in his hands of our people in Imo State to achieve his own personal goals, which is good, detrimental to his generation. So, like they say, you are your murderer, because I won't use the word excellency. The waves of the wanton killings and the loss of life in Imo State is really astronomical, as they said. You are the chief security, everybody knows that, of Imo State. Your decision to kill Imo youth with your militants and import terrorists is down to earth, infamous, since you deceptively brought in Al Majud. Is that Majud that started the Kobal's terrorists into Imo State in the guise of a Bubago? So, and everybody know how they formed it. Who formed the Bubago was Dave Umeh. These are people these are stooges. These I don't know. That's why DNA is very, very vital. And, this country that we live, government of the world, because they introduce it, so they know what DNA is. Back in the days, we Igbos, to be precise, now people can see the reason why our forebearer never want to, intermarriage. You see the reason why it was before like a taboo in our place. People are saying that Igbo people are sensitive, but you understand the gravity of intermarriage. When you see the Jewish people is in our tradition. If I'm the oldest son of my father and I passed away, my woman does not need to go and marry another man because I have a younger brother. By right, my younger brother automatically will look after my wife with my children. And if need be that she still want to have more baby, they will have baby. So the same blood goes on. So you don't question your lineage. But you see today that this new generation has destroyed everything. And the war brought all this, House of Fulani blood, because when they invaded our land, if you go to Sierra Leone, Liberia, do you know how many kids that are there in Nigeria, they don't know who their father is? So the same thing we suffered after 67. At the end of the war, they invaded our land, they impregnated a lot of women. There's hunger in the land. They were bringing food. I saw this thing in Sierra Leone. Because if soldiers got food. So the paternity question in our land is enormous because of the post-Biafran war. That's why nobody, forget about someone being Igbo name. Some people, you need to question who they are. You don't know who their father is. And you could see them have that, soft. I had us say what they're talking about is on this. Listen, nobody cares who you are and who you want to be. Onyendu have taught us all of this, and we don't need to going back on things we already know. So Ebubago was formed by them because to counter ESN. I'm talking about this bandit they created now because majority of all these people have sold out and now they're working. This man, because there's a lot of money made valuable to him, so he bought literally all of them. But that's a story for another day. So yeah, and it goes on to say Imo State has not known peace, and we don't know your reason for the killings of the Imo youth other than his self-aggrandization. He wants to become president, and none of them is going to get there. You see, P2B, man, that's what I'd say to some of you, right? Yeah. If you, a student of Radio Biafra, the things you don't argue. When P2B came out, we told you P2B was a mere distraction. You see him going to the north, building borehole for them. After he lost, he distracted all of you. Some people called me on phone, say, let's support Obi become president. He told you that he's not eager to become a president because it was sold out. That's why it came from PDP. This is something they plan. We told you. Onyendu told you who P2B was. P2B is a stone cold murderer. A murderer our people in Israel be forgotten. He's pretending. Like when you think that they hold his neck, the man is an evil man. I'll put me anywhere. Some of you cannot cough today talk about P2B anymore because he disappointed all of you. The same thing one man is not going to do. No. Where is P2B today? Obedient. Where are you people today? That is how you know how gullibility of an average of Igbo man. I got people call me on phone. Can't we? Let's support him because you use Mazi. They're using Mazi as the only alibi to do their own evil. Just like people carrying the fighting for Mazi. You're fighting for yourself. Not Mazi, because in fact, you will listen to what Mazi says. Sometimes common sense gives you the direction. You don't need someone to tell you anything. When Oyendu was in prison from kidnapping 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, did you ever one day hear Mazi say in Radio Biafra? Did anybody had that? Does it mean that we didn't communicate with Onyendu? When it was in the DSS dungeon, information was money. The same people were here. Takano was here with our former deputy leader. He was involved. Then all of them was here. There's nothing for one day. See someone arguing on Radio Biafra. Onyendu didn't say. For one day, it didn't happen. The same people that are making this mistake, all of them were here. They were there. But they choose to do the opposite. And now, they gave Kopuzodimma the age to bring a Bubago in Biafra land, and now they're killing our people left, right, and center, Sumo, who they're shouting. But I want to tell you one thing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the only remedy to this issue. It doesn't matter how much you guys spend. Onyendu is there for Biafrans. But I believe that he is the only voice that can calm Biafra land down. It doesn't matter because anybody that's that, I'm not saying that people cannot come out to challenge Mazi Nnamdi is open. People are entitled to their own opinion. And I believe that our leader believes that everybody have their own opinion as well. But at the end of the day, the majority carries the vote because the majority have to look back and see who is our leader. Onyendu never make himself a leader. Some people saying leader. You're opposing yourself. No. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not the one. The people choose him. And he became that leader because he paid price for it. Some people will tell you about Radio Biafra. Ask them how was Radio Biafra was formed. People forget all these things. So why I'm bringing this is that what is going on in our land, and today again we are in court. And what is your contribution? Instead of you people going out there sabotaging to undermine what is going on the court, you people have been the burden in our land. You people turn Biafra into the select act of your own negligence by not listening from instruction. You don't want to listen to what Mazi Nnamdi is telling you. But go and check all the mistakes you guys have made. All the decisions you guys have made by disobeying Mazi Nnamdi. Is there anyone that is meaningful? You said you are leaders, but you make decisions. Your boss didn't approve it. So question is this. Did you see one thing about being a leader? A leader is not something you force into yourself. The mistakes that has made is very, very daring. Never, after the Biafran War, we never had this kind of thing in our land. Biafra land was rebuilt by post-war with 20 pounds they gave us. Our people manage with apprenticeship again. We'll stand on our feet, build our cities. And what do you people do? You need a twinkle of eye. All these things has turned to something else. People couldn't even go home anymore. And some of you will still have the temerity to be questioning when Mazi Nnamdi spoke. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I will still go forward to read a couple of this, and I will rest it. The publication is out there, is in social media, but it's good that our veterans as well, because all these things is, letting the world know what is happening in our land, and letting those that are perpetrating the crime that we know who they are. It's just a matter of time. Don't forget that when Israel emerged in 1947, from the Soviet Union to go and reclaim the land they're fighting today. Even Britain, the same Britain, went to fight them, and their own people that opposed that emergency of the new Israel, Jerusalem, Mossad never leave their lineage. They will never leave. Some of you that are doing what you're doing, it's a time will tell. It might not be for our generation, but this particular thing you've seen, this part is not a thing. This particular journey that we have embarked upon is not going to end. It's a generational thing. That's why I said Onyendu have made his own choice with his household. Because as we can see, they are the one. Come rain, come sun. You're not there. Who are the people that are present? Who are the people behind the body? His immediate family. They never abandoned them. So before you open your mouth and say anything, these are things you need to put under consideration and perspective. Very, very important. Because the only reason why we still have this conversation is because Mazi can be held against their own law, even though they went and kidnapped a man and extraordinary rendition him on his own is a crime. Bintayako is acting under the script by revoking Onyendu's bail, and he knew what happened because the former lead counsel did not file Bemuneji. Mako filed it, it's still in court, but they and Umeh awarded money in Umeh, but they could not file it in so-called Bintayako's court. And Bintayako make a reference. You never filed this in my court, so don't talk about it here. Onyendu house was invaded. 28 men was murdered, including Jack. And he was granted interview across the nation. But he never legally filed that thing to the same court that granted him extinguishing bail. That is the position we are in. So a lot of damage has done. People were there to sabotage everything that as he goes forward. Today they are blaming people. But like I said, the only man that holds the golden key is Mazi Nnamdi, and Mazi Nnamdi himself is a golden egg. There is no Mazi Nnamdi, there is no Biafra. He can't fight this fight without the man that have the mandate. You can't do. That's what you can do. That's what you can do. I'm being honest with you. You see, the day Mazi Nnamdi say it's over, it's over. None of you can write Biafra agitation. Doesn't matter what you do. See all these people making noise. I'm telling you. The reason why he's still making noise is because Mazi Nnamdi is in DSS dungeon. If you to come out from there, it doesn't matter where you are. Your noise will not wash. The only thing that made people talking nonsense now, these are now, they turn it into enterprise. Like I said, when you say, whatever you must do to make Biafra come, do it. And those opposing, those enemy at the gate, the enemy within, continue doing what you're doing. We are obliged. But one thing is certain, at the end of this journey, something must happen. One thing must happen. At the end of this journey, something must happen. Now, let me go further a little bit. And and Imo State, unknown peace, and we don't know the reason for the cleansing of the Imo youth, and you are open disdain for the Igbos and the people of Imo State in particular. Ordinarily, Bubago is supposed to be a security outfit with a specific objective of securing lives and properties in Igbo land and against external force, but you killer decided to use Asare terrorists against your own people. Do you really bother how many lives Imo people have lost under your government? Of course, it doesn't bother him. But we'll remind him one day. When Wike have done his own and moved to Abuja, living life, there's no problem. After they massacre our people in Ugwacha, that's not what can we do? Everybody take a shot at us. And that is why we should sit down and ask ourselves fundamental questions. The only dignity we have is the one Mazi Nnamdi kind of brought after the war. They brought our entire and ridicule him and make a mockery of him till he died. They buried him with Nigerian flag. So we must understand how they have deteriorated our people. Our internal leader was forced to come back home. They said they pardoned him. After making him join the politics and they ridiculed him, he couldn't even win in his own town. Then at the end of the day he died, they buried him with Nigerian flag. What do you know what that means? He died he told his family that don't take me back home, bury me in New Jersey. But what you must done, I must be buried with Biafran flag. Because that's what we fought for. That's what they call patriotism. Some of you don't understand the taboo behind all this era. When Ojukwu was buried, they buried him with Nigerian flag. Do you know this fight? Some of you don't know. It doesn't bother him. You know? But I want to cry one day. He said that now he understood what I went through. That's why Mazi Kano is love of my heart. I will die where he dies. Like I said, you see, when you want to be, when you're aspiring to be a leader, those that come before you, you cannot count their mistakes, but you learn from it. You cannot publicly criticize them because now you take the baton from them. Mazi Kano for one day have never speak ill about our internal leader. And I remember the one day he cried and he said there was a time Ojukwu came here that he was the one that used his credit card to pay his where he lodged in UK. He said he can go and verify. And he was one that came to revive his name, to give him the dignity he requires, because he understood what it means to be a patriotic, because he did what he know how to. It's someone that came from United Kingdom after studying here, I think it was a captain, and he came back. His father got everything. Queen used his father's limousine when he came to the late Queen, when he came to the zoo in the 60s. His father was a multi-millionaire, so he didn't lack anything. He has a good life. Then he saw what was happening, what Nzogudem fought against. So then he decided to stood against the tyranny of his people, to say, use everything he have, but betrayers, people they give money to go and buy arms, they run away with it, sabotage from left, right, and center. When you cry. So anybody telling you that Mazi Kano did not know that this thing that happening today is how it's going to be, then you know they don't know who Onyendo is, because go and check all the prophets Onyendo given us, all of them has come to pass. And he told you that I have a 3 plan. Those that say my deputy knows 1, those that close 2 knows 2, and I know all the 3. And he told you about 100 men. All these things you have to go back and think and ponder. Every details Mazi can have come out of his mouth have come to pass. Anyone that passed, mark it good. The only thing that left now is that Biafra will be the last miracle. But every other thing have manifested. We are in the era of 100 men, because look around you. What do you see? They took a P2B as the excuse. Let's support Obi when you win. Now we are most of all those people today. They have moved on. Just like someone said that they make noise, but Mazi Kano is beyond making noise, because it's not your noise that are going to lose Mazi Kano. And that's not what's going to keep him alive as well. Take it from me. I'm telling you now. Mazi Kano is high-profile political conscience, political prisoner. Go and mark my word somewhere, because those that understood know the impediment that behind Mazi Kano if something happened to him. And he goes on to say, do you really bother how many people you kill in Imo State under your governance? Do you think that no one knows what ethics you deploy to kill and destroy Imo State for your political gains, like I said before? So, they still do telling the same thing. But like I said, we're spending time on the studio to really listen out of their fans. It really does not matter who currently occupy Douglas House as governor. Governance is continuum, and there is no legal and moral justification for your discrimination of Imo State youth. We have had several governors in Imo State since the country returns to the democracy in 1999, and no governor has such record. Even though Okorocha couldn't do it, we know that he's openly a Fulani boy. You know what I mean? About outside of the extrajudicial killings of good people of Imo State like you. If we may ask, must everyone in Imo State belong in one political party or support you either as a candidate of a governor? Of course not. Nobody supported him. Everybody know how he came about. That was Buhari's agenda, and the so-called APC jihadist party. I don't have any interest of any party in the zoo, because they're all the same thing. At least we know by the actions of P2B jumping boat and created a Labour Party. He wasn't doing it for the good cause. He did it to make the distraction, especially targeted on the Igbos, even though the other Nigerians sheepishly followed, because now some of them are hiding under their shells, some of them, but they know, but they can't speak. Sometimes in life, it's only the bold ones that can speak. You can't, if you don't take a risk in life, you won't make it. So that was what happened. Some of them, came out, but at the end of the day, P2B now coming back and slap all of you in your faces now. Where is P2B? He's busy building borehole for the north. But Dangote that has stole the money, the coffin of the whole zoo, is from the north. It's not bothered. It's him. It's him. As if he have built borehole for his own village. Peter Obi come out and tell us there's no people in his village that are lacking waters. To show you how these people project themselves. They hate their own people with disdain. So it's not about party. This is an agenda. To be fair, our veterans, this is my personal opinion on just reading out you guys' publication. It really doesn't matter how you see it, but what is important is that the world knows what is going on in Imo State, like I said, and the brain behind this is extrajudicial killings in Imo State. And it goes on to say, it's APC's agenda. They failed to use their food soldiers to kill us. We defended ourselves, and they don't like it. And another worrisome shows of contempt for Igbos is your deceitful and convent conspiracies. So, and it goes on. This is a good publication people should listen to, and they have been outspoken, and in support of our leader. And it goes on today, and misadventures against the lease of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because even the president of the zoo said it's because of Hope Uzodinma. But we can tell you categorically, Hope Uzodinma is just an alibi. They all are in it together, including Britain, but they're gonna get tired. If they couldn't break Mandela for 27 years, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not going anywhere, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is more mentally and physically advanced and spiritually understood what he was embarking upon. Mandela never lost his parents when he was fighting through the war, or even some of his parents. I don't know about how his parents died, but even if I don't know, but I wouldn't comment on things I don't know. But Onyendu have done so, and he said it with his mouth, and it came to pass. That's one thing he must know. Onyendu said it in his father's compound that he's going to sacrifice his two parents with his kids. His wife was there. They're all there, and it has happened in our face. And he's still telling me that has not telling you anything. Or people need to think. So, like I said, the court is still on recess, and I'm just going to round up with this publication, which I said I'm not gonna read all of them. I think I'm gonna let me see what they said about Onyendu, and I will just rest it there and play the audio video for the Onyendu release as well. Our people in America as well. So, and it goes on to say that the advantages of against the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, leader of indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, since his infamous extraordinary renditions from Kenya into Nigeria in the year 2021 and the persecution that ensued. It has become obvious that you do not want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu released from the unlawful incarceration the federal government of Nigeria subjected him to. While we are aware that the several matricious applications had before now been made to the trial federal high court judge for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on bail, we have come to the ugly realization that you, the murderer, is behind the continual, though they say excellency, I don't want to misquote them, the excellency is behind the continual refusal of such bail application. You cynics and Christians motivate arms. I'm seeing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu do not enjoy his constitutional right to bail is another show of hatred for the Igbos. And you are aware that in so far as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains unlawfully detained in Nigerian Security Service facility, there will be no peace in Igbo land. And this part of the youth, restiveness and violence will know no bound. Do you care the negative impact of the Monday sit-at-home order on the Eastern Nigerian comments and the life that Igbo lost for any mistake disobedience of such orders? Nigerians know how to infamous attempt at Kano's life under Operation Python Dance was planned and executed, and we do not know what profit you enjoy from this sickness and arrangement against Igbo peace and cohesion. And I just want to thank you guys for this publication. And it's just not different from what we've been saying, but it's good to re-echo it again. Like I said, that publication was from our veterans, the AVID from the United States of America. And I'm going to play the Liz Mazi and the kind of coalitions of the Free Mazi and the kind again. These are from America. And so we're still here in the studio waiting from the on-spot account. And stay tuned and please let's watch this video as we are still waiting to get the conclusion of what's going on in court as they're in recess. But as we are here in the studio, we are still waiting. This is still Biafra Radio. And I am reaching you from United Kingdom. Please let's watch this Free Mazi and the kind of video from the coalitions.
On behalf of Ambassador for Self-Determination, I'd like to welcome you to this gathering, which we're gathered today to support the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So let's watch this video.
Putin killed Navalny because Navalny was the one opposition leader in Russia that Putin feared the most. So this is a really tragic day for me, and it should be a tragic day for anybody who cares about democracy. You know, remember, he went back to Russia. He didn't have to go back. He went back for his country because he was a patriot that believed that his country could be different. I put him in the same ranks as the Navalny of Mandela and Valenza and Havel, but with one tragic difference now. Navalny is dead.
This particular clip, I was watching that, was a Friday morning when we got the news of Alexei Navalny's death. And obviously, the thing that came to mind, I didn't know much about Alexei, but this says it all, because he was under Vladimir Putin's thumb. First, I started to see the resemblance between his situation and Mazi Kanu's situation. Putin, as the head of state, tried to poison this gentleman, and then he recovered from that. Joe tried to kill Mazi Kanu, and he survived and escaped. Navalny returned to Russia. He was immediately arrested and put in jail, solitary confinement. Was doing business in Kenya when he was illegally abducted, renditioned to Nigeria, and put in jail, solitary confinement. Same situation. Anybody that cares about democracy, the first thing that comes to mind is not to let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu fate become what we just saw. And that's what got me excited. We've been quietly trying to get a coalition of people to actually demand his release, but it's been difficult. But this particular example really made me realize that if anyone has anything that they can contribute towards this man's release, to do it now. Those of you who don't know about Mazi Kanu, I'm going to invite Ben to sort of give us a little glimpse as to who he is and why he's doing what he's doing and why all of us should demand collectively and individually for his immediate and unconditional release.
Well, today is a sad day in Nigeria because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains in solitary confinement. As of today, he has been in solitary confinement since June of 2021. Like Evans rightfully said, he was kidnapped from Kenya, minding his own business. But the fact is, this was not the first time he was kidnapped. He was first kidnapped in 2015 in Nigeria, and he was locked up for 2 years. And later on, he was released. And then there is a failed assassination of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in his own home in Abia State. And miraculously, he escaped that very assassination only by God's grace. So he's alive today. But I want everybody to know, any day Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains in solitary confinement is another day of violation of his fundamental right as a human being, as a father, as a husband, and as a community leader. There is no reason why he should be in prison today, if not for the sake of others. He wasn't fighting for his own, he wasn't fighting for his family, he wasn't fighting in the name of the Kanu community. He was fighting for the interests of all. So I believe there's a video that we're going to show you so you can get a taste, a glimpse of some of the things that took place that really, made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out in public and began to openly call for the freedom of our people. But before then, there's something happened. You're going to see a different Mazi Nnamdi Kanu back in 2013 in Europe. He wasn't campaigning for Biafra. He was not agitating for the freedom of Biafra. He was actually agitating for Nigeria to get better, for the government to take note of the suffering of the masses and do something. Do something so that everybody will benefit, with no mention of Biafra, until Nigeria failed him, and it was crystal clear that this country is not going anywhere. They're not going to listen. They don't care about their people. Well, if you don't care about Nigerian citizens, I'm going to care about my people. That's when he began to talk about Biafra, to talk about separating from Nigeria, so that every region can develop, at their own pace. So you can make policy and rules that will benefit your people because you know your people. Because there's nothing that holding Nigeria together. It's three nations put together to be one nation, and nothing worked. Nothing ever worked, nothing is working, and it will never work. So I want to show that video while he was in London talking about the situation in Nigeria.
The reason why we're here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children. Those of us in the UK are determined to work with the government for peace. We are determined to work with the international community for peace. But one thing we cannot stomach is a repeat of 1966. What is happening today in Nigeria was the reason why Nigeria fought a bitter civil war for 3 years between 1967 and 1970. If this continues, there will be another civil war in Nigeria. And this time around, no place will be safe in Nigeria. This time around, nobody will be safe in Nigeria. So it is imperative that everybody who has the interest of the country at heart acts now and immediately to stop this nonsense from continuing.
The Nigerian government has its own way of dealing with peaceful gatherings it doesn't like. The day began with a gathering of people come to pray for the release from prison of one of their leaders.
Provide us some evidence that IPOB's a terrorist group. More than 2 years later, still zero. You can't make free speech and freedom of association terrorism. Every single day that he languishes in that solitary confinement is another crime against humanity.
The protest that you saw, where you saw the army shooting people, innocent, unarmed citizens, that took place in 2016. Okay, our people came together, as they have done several years before, okay, to honor their fallen heroes, those that fell in the Biafran Nigerian Civil War of 1967 through 1970. So they gathered, this is a high school, They were not on the street protesting. No. They were not in front of the House of Assembly with placard protesting. No. They were not marching or causing insurrection anywhere. No. They were in a particular place. You have to go through a gate to come into the school premises. That's where they gathered. And that's where the combined forces of Nigerian Army, Air Force, Navy, DSS came in there, took a combat position on the ground, and opened a live ammunition. And at the end of the day, they murdered over 150 young men and women. 150 young men and women. And this was reported by Amnesty International. It was all over the globe. And to make matters worse, they took their body and dumped them in a mass grave where they poured acid on these children so they become unrecognizable. So, how could somebody tell me or convince anybody that this is a viable nation that would work for everyone? These are the atrocities that led to the debut of the person of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that you hear today. And this young man requested for things to get better, build schools, build roads and bridges, build hospitals, so that our women will have a place they can go and receive a proper medical attention. Build recreational centers, build factories. So as young men and women are graduating from school, they have a place where they can be gainfully employed. They don't want to do any of this. But this country will spend money from the oil revenue to import terrorists from all over the world. Right now, there are more than 5 terrorist groups that operate in the country today. Ansaru is in Nigeria. El-Shabaab is in Nigeria. Mieti Allah operates in Nigeria. Fulani bandits operate in Nigeria. Fulani herders that have been named the 4th deadliest terrorist group in the world by the Global Terrorist Watch of West Africa. These terrorist groups operate in Nigeria. And the government of Nigeria provides an enabling environment for them to thrive, for them to do their bidding. They provide them with logistics, money, arms, and then they send them to the eastern region of Nigeria to kill my people and to destabilize the region. That is their goal. And that's exactly what they're doing now. These are the things that brought out Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If the country was working, who Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is, it wasn't working. And it's never going to work. Not the way the country is presently constituted. When he was out, people say you're calling for war, you want to war, you're causing problem. You know, he said, no. I'm not causing problem. I'm just asking our government, the government to do the right thing by the people. So I'm going to stop here, and you can hear his goals and aspiration.
You're not talking about a federation when you say a confederation. You're not talking about a federation as part of Nigeria. You're talking about total independence.
Absolute independence. Complete independence.
Now, is there anything that can happen that will make you change your mind about this particular direction?
No.
So it is either Biafra or nothing else?
Or death, yes.
Or death?
That's correct.
If push comes to shove,
yes,
will you go to war?
No, because truth is a far more potent and deadlier weapon than bullets and mortars.
So truth. No war? You've ruled out the...
Absolutely, I don't believe in war, no war.
Well, we're going to invite Attorney Jesse to educate us a bit on the legal aspect of the whole thing where we are today. Brother Jess, thank you, brother. There you go.
So, I'm a construction lawyer, and the only time I ever get called on to engage any sort of criminal law is if a client's son or daughter gets in trouble in college. But even the ignoramus construction lawyer knows when something's wrong from a criminal standpoint, and there are just so many wrongs involved with these timelines, and I want you to keep in mind two things that are fundamental, not just here in the U.S., but worldwide for the most part, according to the UN. One is the right to confer with your counsel, or to at least have contact on a consistent basis with your counsel, even if you're in jail, to have that right and have that privilege. Otherwise, how do you prepare a defense? The second is the concept of a right to a speedy trial, meaning you're not to sit and languish, let alone in solitary confinement, when you are awaiting trial or awaiting the process to deliver whether or not you are guilty or innocent. So that's what sticks out most to me when I look at this timeline, and it's truly remarkable. But going back to October 2015, when Mr. Kanu was arrested and detained for over a year, you don't see anything about a trial or a finding of guilty there, right? You just see that he was detained for a year with no outcome. Well, I guess he made bail in April of 2017 and was released, only to be have his home invaded, has been said, in a government failed assassination attempt. So then the process was to kidnap him and torture him for 8 days and then hand him over to the Nigerian government. So here we are, some sort of accusations starting in October of 15, and then we're in June of 2021, 6 years later, without any finding of innocence or guilt, and this is still ongoing. January of 2022, he actually gets a trial, and the Nigerian army was found guilty of the failed assassination attempt in violation of his rights. Now, we've heard in past gatherings from lead counsel for Mr. Kanu that there are occasions where he would fly all the way from the U.S. and not be allowed to meet with Mr. Kanu to prepare a defense. So he would be told to wait and wait and wait and still not receive contact with Mr. Kanu, his client, okay, to prepare a defense to the proceedings and to the charges at hand, which is just absolutely nightmarish and outlandishly unfair and outlandishly a violation of human rights. We start preparing civil cases in the construction world that have just money on the line years in advance. Yet here's Mr. Kanu rotting in a cell, not allowed contact with his counsel to prepare for charges that could lead to any number of findings, including, I'm sure, ultimate confinement. July of 2022, the United Nations issues a unanimous decision calling for the immediate and unconditional release of Mr. Kanu. Was that honored? Absolutely not. He remained in solitary confinement. And then in October of 2022, that finding is upheld by the Federal Appeals Court in Abuja, Nigeria, and Mr. Kanu was acquitted of all charges. And that appeals court demanded his immediate release from the detention. It gets to the Nigerian Supreme Court. Now we're a year later, and if you've ever been in litigation in a civil context, your cases always get put behind the criminal cases because of the right to a speedy trial. Well, here we have decisions from courts taking over a year to determine, whether or not this appellate court was going to be upheld. So the Nigerian Supreme Court, over 14 months later, upholds all dismissals. All charges are gone except for one, a terrorism charge. And that's what remains for Mr. Kanu, is a single terrorism charge, and he remains in solitary confinement. I believe a hearing is set for Monday Will he be allowed to confer with counsel? Will he be allowed to actually have the right of preparing a defense with his counsel? Probably not. What's next? What are they going to do next?
Mazi has been likened to Mandela. Alexei Navalny likened to Mandela. The difference is Alexei is gone. And if we do not do anything, this definitely will be the fate of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which is what the government wants, and which we will not stand to see happen. So as we gather tonight,
Yeah, we'll resume on the court section. That's the live. This is a live from the court. So we're getting the coverage again. Pay close attention. This is a live. Yeah, we were, this intermittency is epileptic. I think we lost it again. So, but as it stands, the recess has resumed. As we are following forward, the league council, they're putting up their argument in the court there. So the Supreme Court condemns what they did. My client in Kenya now same court that confirm what happened to memory care is same court that is holding them. So we will wait for the ruling. So that's exactly what's happening right there inside the court. We got a bit of short streaming there, but we thank our men, our people on the ground for doing what they're supposed to do. So yeah. The live streaming have just stopped. So, but I'm waiting on the man on the ground as the court, the recess has resumed as we speak, and is ongoing. So, what we are waiting for now, as it stands, we wait for the ruling on his house arrest. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot be tried while in DSS or opposition is unchanged. The position is unchanged. So there's no way Onyendu can be tried. Like they're saying that there wasn't bug. They're lying, of course. How could you hold a man in a cubicle and not being bugged there, and you're the the so-called SSS, which is the Secret Service of the zoo. I don't know what they want to achieve, but if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you guys committed crime against Onyendu, which the whole world know. Britain is complicit, 200%. So yeah, let's wait because as I'm talking to you, I have so many information coming from Wi-Fi and Center, and I'll have to manage it. Yes, like I've already before, my lord, our position remains unchanged. We shall wait for your ruling as court pleases. That's the submission from our league counsel, Lawyer Jimako. So we are waiting for the ruling. Onyendu cannot be subjected into DSS cubicle where they are bugging how is he going to prepare for his defense as they claim if they have anything against him, treasonable felony to terrorist charge without no evidence to prove it. All we are waiting for is that they're gonna get tired of this delay tactic they're putting on. But to be fair, like I said, they know they are not going to be able to break our leader. And that's why you see all the whole forces from all the forces from the darkness. Everybody's coming to give their own opinion and telling the zoo what to do. Ahead, Bintanyaku is playing on guard. He's supposed to be retired. They brought her back to finish because they hold her on contempt. What the husband did, and his son. But we are not concerned about all this. All we're saying is that This particular case is Aswaju Jagaban himself was once, 1993, we remember the days of Abiola and his involvement in it. He went on exile. But this is one thing about African people. We don't want to go in the route of our Yoruba brothers. Because when Onyen do make any statement, that statement remains. I think now we are friends and neighbors, but they must do the right thing. They must do the right thing. Tinubu cannot claim ignorance. They were compensated after they murdered their own brother, which is Abiola. Obasanjo became the president in 1999. We know all this history. We were in Lagos. We run Abiola. I saw everybody know what that means. You live in Lagos, you understand what I was talking about. It was heavy because the election was rigged. But Nnamdi Kanu is not Abiola, and their complicity to allow them to murder him in prison, which is something they think they're going to. That game is not going to work. They must be very careful. The world we are living now is not in 1993. This is 2024. And the world has gone beyond. Then, mobile phone then was like, I'm not a mobile phone, but it was like a box of phone. I remember those mobile phone those days. Talking about smartphone, things has gone nuclear, bro. So, what we're saying is if when you committed any crime other than that asking for a referendum from the zoo, then they should prove it. So any terrorism charges they try to gobble up, they have to prove it. So yeah, people committed crime is not attributed to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If they have a case with Onyendu, Binta Nyako committed crime. Supreme Court have already told her that it was irresponsible of her to revoke Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's bail. Of course, a man was escaped murder. Assassination is a hometown, his ancestral home. But it was the fault. It was state managed by the so-called lead counsel then that couldn't have the nerve to file, legally what transpired in his house, but he was staying it on television and media platforms without actually formally file it as what he being supposed to be. That's what he's forgot about his job and doing something else. So we're still patiently waiting, and I'll still let this audio to be playing while we are waiting. Very important.
Think about who in the government that we know, meaning the United States government, to be able to speak up on behalf of this powerful voice that is being silenced by the Nigerian government. Because only us can speak. Unfortunately, he cannot speak for himself. The trial is set for the 26th of February, which is just Monday. So we need to do something quick. We need to send a strong message to the Nigerian government that we will continue to demand Mazi's unconditional and immediate release from the dungeon. Nigeria is a country that poses to be a democracy. But as you can see, very far from being a democratic country. Mazi spoke up, that was his crime, and his punishment is actually being sentenced to death. So those of us that are members of the Ambassador for Self-Determination, our goal is continue to champion the release of the likes of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, wherever they may be around the world. I think we've walked the halls of Congress, and we need more voices to rise with us.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much, Umeh, for getting me on air again.
Yes, Mazi Lawman is back on air again. So pay close attention for updates. Please go on, Mazi.
Yeah, thank you very much, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom. The situation report here after the defense team has, come together and to definitely oppose the said trial within trial. Because as a matter of fact, the defense counsel cannot stand trial without standing trial, in the sense that he must be fit to stand up and be tried. He must be at least, minimally comfortable to stand up and be tried. So the defense team, in essence, is saying that until the court, grants these terms of either giving bail to its client or, evacuating him from the DSS custody, they wouldn't mind putting him in a safe house, so to speak. Anything but the DSS custody. And the Justice Binta Yako has said, okay, the ruling will come forth on the 20th of May. In essence, this proceeding has been adjourned until then, the 20th of May, when the said ruling would be given.
Okay.
The position now is until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the defendant, is given the opportunity to stand trial, he is not submitting himself
for trial.
QED.
Yeah. Okay, Mazi, is there any press release coming on? Do you guys want to come on live from air, or do we gonna call it? We're gonna call it off here at this juncture.
Yeah, we shall come on air. There shall be press release from our team of lawyers.
Okay. Okay, so you need to come on. When is that coming? So I'm gonna wait for that to happen before I close the program. Then, yeah.
Yeah, shall come back again.
Yeah. So when you come in now, you need to come to the studio, not to phone anymore, right?
That's okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, fellow comrade, I think you have heard the court has been adjourned for ruling. Because onion do, I won't be trial without trial. So now what they have to be fit. And our legal team, they counsel have put up a strong argument. They have no choice. Like I said, it's a delay. They're buying time. But the time we are here with them, doesn't matter how long it takes. We want freedom. We must stand up to man and stand every oath. If our leader could stand firm, then all of you that have your family with you, instead of you sabotaging your own generation, not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because you see what happened in 67. History have just repeated itself. But this time around, we are not backing down, because the reason why the 67 looks like they fell, because they stopped. They stopped them after Biafra war. They give 20 pounds and everybody go back into Nigeria. And our kid and kin that went to exile never came back. All those that went for Gabon, abroad, none of them came back. They all lived there, they never came back. So we are not in that realm this time. This time around, this fight will go on as long as man walk this earth. As long as men walk this earth, Biafra shall be free. And the freedom of Biafra will become the freedom of a black race. The dignity of a black man lies on Biafra. Biafra, he said, Africa died on Biafra. And Africa shall resurrect again when Biafra is resurrected. There's no two ways about it. Quote me anywhere. Anything you're doing, investment you're doing in Africa without Biafra being restored is a waste of time. I dare you, I challenge you. Our people should learn from Lagos what's happening around them. Unless the stuff you have in your village or in your state that you show off, you see what is happening in Abuja, they will use your own to destroy you. We must be very, very wary. I just was talking about Abiola, what happened in Lagos. I remember, I can't forget 93. What happened in Lagos till 94, So, but like I said, they have no choice. One choice they have had is that they will definitely give us what we want. And the world is watching. The world is watching. The world is watching. The world is watching. That's one thing I must tell you. Those that are out there to be quick to write, they're the ones that oppose Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They said, remember, people were campaigning that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not stand trial. What do you mean to not stand trial? We are not running away from that justice. When you have said it, it is not your campaign to say that. So what the world will think when he said that to the world? Oh, he don't want him to stand trial. The child now put it where? He was still there because somebody that was in the team, the lead counsel allowed him to sworn an oath affidavits on hearsay. It's written there verbatim why the style of the execution. All this was state managed. Being Tayako decision or no decision is tantamount to nothing. We know what is happening. And like I said, we are not backing down. For some of you weary, I have joined IPOB for one reason or the other. It is not for time. This is not time for featherweight. When you say 100 men, if you're not among that 100 men, continue yapping outside IPOB. Mark my word somewhere. I'm gonna let this video continue playing because as our men on the ground, there's going to be a press release from the team of the lawyers. As soon as they indicate that, I will bring them on for them to hear from the horse's mouth. Let's finish watching this video as I wait for them. And this is still Biafra Radio Worldwide. We're reaching you out from United Kingdom. My name is Mazi, Umeh, one of your humble servant of indigenous people of Biafra here in UK. So yeah, as like I said, I was just been indicated that I'm going to the video section now. So definitely I'm going to, our man is coming on live. So probably this video will not be necessary anymore. Because we need to do the needful. We need to do the needful while we are here. So as long as he came on live on air, then we'll bring him in. We'll bring him in for them to give us their perspective on what has happened today. Those that are, those people that are somewhere working tirelessly to make sure that Mazi cannot be released from DSS dungeon. I'm here to disappoint you. It's not going to happen. And he's going to die there. Say whatever you want to say. But know that Mazi is Mazi. That's nothing like him. That's nothing like Mazi. And he cannot be replicated in another century. Read my reads. Mazi can never be replicated in another century. And some of us that understand why he's here, and some of us that came out without him being pressured anybody or even him opposing anything to anybody understood and will make that sacrifices. Because we know that every prize comes with a sacrifice. Nothing is free. Nothing is free. Can't have anything free. There's not such thing like a free meal. There's nothing like that. The world and this earth doesn't work that way. So yeah, as we are patiently waiting for them to come on, I think I just need to, I'm not gonna play that video no more, but probably I'll just play some music and wait for them. No, I have a music I need to play. Where's our mothers? Our mothers, yeah, let's play some of our mothers' music. They're done marvelously well, our mothers.
Mothers, where is our son? Ndenne, ebeka mwanyi mwoke hamadike, nandi okukalo no. Yako mwanyi nine na la Biafra babu buru na chono bateta. Ebeko nudo sara, nandi okukalo. Odindo, dopotara na ya. I told him maybe mwanyi no we want to see our son. Oh, chukwu kikabia. Ndibo to really see. Asoka tezanya. Eburu kata n'isi gwa yo. Oge ahụ eruola. Ma anyị ga-ejipụta n'igwe. Wee narị ihe ahụ nke ruru anyị. Ọ pụtara na anyị nwa anyị. We need our son. Bring out our son. Bịa nụrụ olu anyị. Chukwu okike abịa. Ekwela ka ihere ma anyị. Bịa nụrụ olu anyị o. Nna m bịa nụrụ olu anyị o. Bịa nụrụ olu anyị o. Biko nụrụ akwa anyị o. O nweghị mgbe ike mmadụ ga-akarị ike Chukwu. O nweghị mgbe ike onigo ga-akarị ike Chukwu. Nna m nụrụ o. Chi anyị na-efe nụrụ olu anyị o. Biko nụrụ no. Chukwu okike nụrụ olu anyị o. Nụrụ olu anyị o. Ụmụ nwanyị ebe anyị na-ebe.
Yeah, welcome back. We are bringing the man on the ground. I'm just gonna let them to. I'm bringing Lawman in. So, yeah, Lawman. Mazi.
The federal government of Nigeria, it has security. If anybody is telling us that the Kuje prison does not have security, or the prisons in Nigeria no longer have security, then whose fault? Is it the fault of Nnamdi Kanu that your prison does not have security? No. So whose fault is it? Why are you punishing Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS detention where you have those who kept him, those who arrested him, those who kidnapped him from Kenya? So our question is simple. Is it a proper thing for a lawyer to visit his client and you tell the lawyer you cannot write down anything? You cannot use your beak and your paper to take down notes for your clients? That is the question we are asking the court, and the court has not been able to answer. That's the question we are asking the federal government through their prosecution, and the prosecution has not been able to answer this. Now imagine, assuming we also have microphones in the office of the Attorney General, in the office of the prosecution, to listen to how they are preparing for this case. Would there be a trial? Will it not amount to us knowing what they are coming to do already before the trial? So court case, there should be, everybody should have equal standing, equal position. If you want us to go into trial, then treat us the way you are treating the prosecution. You cannot treat us badly and then treat the prosecution correctly, and then you expect that there will be fair trial. So the federal government of Nigeria for now appears not to be fully ready for trial, but they will go and tell the world that it is the defense lawyers that are not ready for trial. We are fully ready for trial if the writing is done. Now they can say, look, how can I discuss my defense when the people who kidnapped me from Kenya are listening to the mic through their microphones in the place where I am detained? If you go to that place where Nnamdi Kanu is, you will see gadgets at the four angles of the room. You will see microphones, video, everything on the table there. So the place is highly equipped with listening devices. And they have an adjoining room where they now watch you. They sit down there, relax, and they watch you. They watch what you are doing. They hear what you are conversing. The only way you can talk is when if you whisper and you cover your mouth and whisper to your client. How can you prepare a case like that? So it is only in Nigeria that we have this kind of unfair treatment of a suspect, of a defendant. Only in Nigeria. I don't think this happens in Somalia. I don't think this happens to any other banana republic you can think of. Only in Nigeria, the giant of Africa, you have a situation where the man who kidnapped you is also the one who is detaining you, is also the one who is prosecuting you, is also going to be the witness in your case, and you expect the person you kidnapped to remain in your custody and prepare and plan his case. What is the essence of having the Nigerian prison service or Nigerian correctional centers? Are you telling us that the DSS has better facility when it comes to management of awaiting trial inmates? No. The DSS office or cell is not a place where you keep awaiting trial inmates. That place should be a place where you keep people you are still investigating. If you refuse to follow the law, then it's unfortunate that you cannot do justice in this case. That is the simple thing we said today in court. And all effort by the prosecution to force us into trial, all effort by the authorities to make sure that they bring in witnesses, we tried as much as possible to resist that effort. We cannot be party to killing the Constitution. We cannot be party to murdering the Constitution. Even if the Constitution has to die, then it shouldn't die on the head of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The Constitution is a grand norm, is a final law of Nigeria, where every other law draws its source, its life from. So if you mess up the Constitution, then why are we in court? You can as well write judgment, sentence him, convict him, and then tell us to go home, instead of bringing us here to pretend that there is a trial, whereas there is no trial. So our summary is there is no trial because the federal government have refused to comply with Section 36 of the Constitution, which guarantees fair hearing. In the absence of fair hearing, nobody will go into any trial. We will not be party to it. Igbos, Westerners, Easterners, Northerners, nobody will accept to be party to a trial where it is obvious that Section 36 is being contravened. Section 36 is the mother of all other sections in the Constitution. Fair trial, fair hearing. If you want to hear me properly. If you do not want to hear me, then it is better you just convict me and I go and know that I've been convicted. So that is the summary of our meeting, of our discussion today in court, the summary of what transpired in court. And I believe that Biafra, Igbo, worldwide, Biafra worldwide, Nigerians worldwide, we agree with us that it is important that the constitution of Nigeria is followed than killed the way it is trying to be killed today in court. Thank you.
Please, we want to know, on 20th of May is the day they adjourned the court case, right?
Yes.
Okay, we want to know if on that day that Mazi will get justice. And we address us on that.
Well, I do not know what will happen on the 20th of May. The court has ruled that on the 20th of May, it is going to give us a ruling and or hearing. So depending on how the ruling goes, if the ruling goes well, we'll thank God. If the ruling does not go well, we'll still thank God, but we'll think about, I will consult our client to know the next line of action to take. So, but as it is now, I cannot tell you whether there will be justice on the 20th of May. I am not a prophet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So, because next session after
that was the voice of one of us, the defense team, Barrister Nnameka Ejiofor, who has addressed Biafrans, who has addressed a host of people that join us. Here we have Mazi. Are you still on air?
Yes, of course, Mazi. I'm here.
Okay. We have a very respected dignity here, all the way from Biafra land. That is Ezendibo in Akwa Ibom State, and the President General of Ezendibo. You will hear his voice. He will speak to us and address us. And he came here all the way from Biafra land to stand in solidarity with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The next voice is his.
Go ahead,
His Royal Majesty is the Ambassador Dr. CYC Malka. I'm always in the Akwa Ibom State. This is one of his soldiers, and also the President General of Ezendibo in Nigeria and diaspora. Thank you.
All right. Are you Beke?
Anyone?
Okay.
I be maka nwanne anyị nwoke onye ndu Nnamdi Kanu. Anyị bịara maka ịbịa hụ etu a ga-esi ikpe ya n'ụbọchị nke taata. Mgbe si Akwa Ibom State.
English, please.
Mụ na Igbo one of Abuja, and Igbo one ndị eze ndị Igbo na Abuja, and ndị eze ndị ọzọ ha duru nwere bịa here.
Okay. Okay. How is our people in Akwa Ibom?
Oh, they are all fine, and they are all crying for this young man.
Okay, very good. And you have seen what transpired today, and I believe what happened today is not in any way, shape, or form dampening your spirit, right?
Exactly.
Okay, and we hope to see you here again on the next adjourned date, right?
I will.
Okay. What message are you telling us, or are you relaying to our people all over the world, worldwide and in Nigeria?
Both in Nigeria and diaspora, to have patience, continue praying for our brother, our leader, so that by the grace of God, God will perform his wonder. There is you cannot beat God. God is a wonderful God. And I know the God of Igbo land will surely deliver this young man, because the world have seen that he has not done anything. And I believe they are going to deliver him. Our God is going to deliver him. My prayer is that by next adjournment, they will try to release him on bail, which everybody, all Igbo land, Biafra land will be happy about it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I'm grateful.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mazi. This is Biafra Radio, Lovers of Freedom. We are here to bringing us live news, live coverage of what transpired in court. We still have people here, all of whom came from nooks and crannies, even as far as the south of Biafra. You have had one of us speak. So we still have people that want to talk to our people, want to send a message of hope to fellow Biafrans. We have here on air. Go ahead.
My name is His Royal Majesty Eze Enyindaya Omenego Ogunka. I hail from Old River State, Port Harcourt, precisely known as Abuja. I am the national chairman of BISHO, Biafra Indigenous Council of Elder, the national chairman of the show, IPOB of Biafra. So, as you can see, this is the front of the Federal High Court. And we are here today because of our leader. We are here today to know what the federal government or the federal court is, is going to tell us about the issue. But finally, it happens that still the court did not grant him bail. And that's why we are here asking the lawyer why. And the lawyer there told us that they made it known to him made it known to the judge today, that is Justice Binta Yanko, that if our leader will not be taken to the normal place, somebody who is facing trial, like they say that is facing trial, somebody that is facing trial, if they will not take him to correction center or take him to any private house or to their own a safe place that he can be and be coming for the court, so that he can be able to be accessible to his people, to be accessible to his lawyer, to be accessible to the medical doctor or whoever wants to see him or to take care of him, because his health is at stake, which he told us he's suffering from the appetite cancer. So that is why the lawyer today, they argue it out. But I said, McCall really did what he's supposed to do. And they told us that they adjourned the case until the 20th. That on that day, they are going to give a fair hearing or judgment. So, but we know that all these things is a human, but who have the final say is God. So we hope and believe on that 20th, God will do his own. Because the Almighty who created every soul is the one that gave him this assignment. And I know there's nobody, no power, no personality, no organization that can stand the power of God or the will of God. So that's what I have to say. And at the same time, advising all of us and every freedom fight all over the whole world and all the Biafran IPOB, so everybody should put a hand in this, because we know that our leader must be released. He committed nothing. Like the Hague case, they have taken him to Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, and the case was quashed. So I see no reason why it should be held up to this day. But the justice by God must be prevailed. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. From Mazi Umeh, that was the voice of our people. You have heard them, and they are still standing strong. Okay, so the conclusion of today's proceedings is that the defense team has definitely stood on the grounds that without, taking respect or honor to the Constitution, sections 287, which lends credence to what superiority of the Supreme Court, and as well section 36, which guarantees a fair hearing to every citizen of the nation. So we shall see to it, as the court has said it would give ruling on the 20th of May. So let's see how it goes. And Mazi Umeh, before I sign out, I don't know if there is any question you have from your desk.
Mazi, as it stands, there's no question, to be fair. You've done marvelously well, and I can't thank enough our people that is on the ground there, and one of our legal team, Emeka Ejiofor, has spoken well, and we're going to make that particular section available to our people on social media. I thank you, Mazi, and I hope to see you on 20th of May. Like I said, things are being differently done now. At least the adjournment is not 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. We have to follow them head on. Every single one of us there, we thank everybody on the ground there, and because it's not easy. Mazi, thank you very much, Mazi Lawman. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
There we go. Yes, fellow comrades and lovers of freedom, as you wind down from here, United Kingdom, all of us have heard it. Emeka Ejiofor has spoken. And 20th of May, all it leads to Federal High Court Abuja. We will not back down till they give us what we are asked for. Our leader is still standing strong. The question is are you part of this 100 men? Because that's the error. It doesn't matter the shenanigans they're pushing out there. The world must understand that we are not here we're not petting them. We're asking for what life will belong to us. So like I said, today is another epic day as well. And kudos to our legal team led by Barrister Aloy Ejimako. for standing firm. At the end of the day, what matters is that Onyendu committed no crime. For those that are shouting that Onyendu have discharged or acquitted, forgotten that Awalida have not committed any crime, excuse me, in the first place. But all this is state managed. So we must follow them head on. The moment you said you stand on one, then they have defeated you. And that's their metaphor. And we say no to that. So Onyendu is willing to stand his trial like 2017. He was meant to go to Abuja with 1 million men before they invaded his house to kill him. The same thing again. Onyendu will stand trial, fair trial, and he has to be in collection center or on house arrest for that to take place. And that's what we are going to hear on the 20th of May. And like I said, it is 57 minutes on top of 2 p.m. here in United Kingdom, the same hour in Holy Land of Biafra. I thank every single one of you that have taken time to listen to us. And those that are going to listen to this broadcast, this is a special broadcast and a hotspot account from Federal High Court, Abuja. See you again on this occasion on the 20th of May, specifically uncovering what goes on the Federal High Court, Abuja. And it's for me from here. It's good afternoon from London. There were no much like it.